'Cause you're here with me through every high and low. You always rescued me. And if waters may rise, I'll have your peace. No flame could keep me from you. Hosanna, you're the God who saves. Hosanna, in you we're safe. Hosanna, we give you praise. You're the God who saves. I believe. I'll never want, 'cause you're all I need. For your daughters and sons, your love is deep. And though trials may come, your word breaks free. I hear you speak the truth. Hosanna, you're the God who saves. Hosanna, in you we're safe. Hosanna, we give you praise. You're the God who saves. I believe. Hosanna, we give you praise. Hosanna, you're the God who saves. Hosanna, in you we're safe. Hosanna, we give you praise. You're the God who saves. I will not fear, 'cause you're here with me through every high and low. You always rescued me. And if waters may rise, I'll have your peace. No flame could keep me from you. Hosanna, you're the God who saves. Hosanna, in you we're safe. Hosanna, we give you praise. You're the God who saves. I believe. I'll never want, 'cause you're all I need. For your daughters and sons, your love is deep. And though trials may come, your word breaks free. I hear you speak the truth. Hosanna, you're the God who saves. Hosanna, in you we're safe. Hosanna,
another amazing Monday night here at Manchurch, right in the reception office of Pekin First Nazarene. I am excited that you are here. I am excited that you are joining us. We are in stream number who knows how many, but we continue to go on. We're excited that you're here with us, and we want to do our best to connect with you. And right beside me on this screen, you can see a link. It's posted at the bottom. If you're on Facebook, YouTube, you can connect with us, maybe on a different device, maybe later, maybe tomorrow, who knows, whenever. But we would love to connect with you, know who you are, get in touch with you, get some of your needs, and you can do that through cutt.ly/MC registration. That's where you can find out about all the things, sign up with all the things that are going on, and pay attention to what we're doing. Right below me is a ticker where you can catch up on all of our little announcements. So maybe you missed something, maybe you're not aware of what I'm talking about, or maybe I just talked too fast or garbled up all my words. It happens to me all the time. So you can follow along right down there and catch up on some of the good announcement details, things like that. With that talk of announcement and details, we are going to roll right into that because we have got a busy night tonight. Bunch of things I want to talk about. I got notes, I got scriptures, I got papers everywhere. The whole desk is taken up with stuff, and I know that I have less than 18 minutes to get that all done with you tonight. So first and foremost, I want to let you know that through all the different pandemic, tribulation, all the different things that have happened, we have our 4-year anniversary of Manchurch, June 6th, Sunday night. We're eating dinner. We'll be inside this time. We're doing everything we can to make sure we have plenty of room, and we're doing safety and all the different things that we can do. But we are going to continue to move forward, and we are celebrating 4 years together. It may not look like our big 3-year celebration that we did, but I'm excited that we never lost hope. We never quit. We never stopped, and we found a way to push forward. I know that if we would have kept meeting, we would have been, well into the 50s by now, but here we are, 4 years into Manchurch, and I am so excited that you have continued to be a part of us with the journey and all the different things we're doing. So that is June 6th. That's Sunday night, the first Sunday of the month. That is at 6 p.m. We're eating. Can't wait to see your face. Service at 7. It's going to be a great thing. We are talking about Job in our series of the Jesus Creed, Love God, Love Others, Love People. We're in part 2 of Love God, and we're going to cover Job in a way that I think maybe is a little bit different than we've ever maybe talked about him before in Manchurch. So I encourage you to be here. Invite your friends, invite your neighbor, invite somebody that's upright, that's a guy and who likes food. You know what? I think we do a good job with worship, things like that, so make sure you get there. I want to let you know, coming out soon, I want to be the first person to say it here, will be sign-ups for Dragonland. Our church is working out the details to rent out Dragonland. We've got to work on the limits of people and tickets and how we do all this stuff. But we are going to, Manchurch, along with PFN Women, are going to do our best to make sure that we still have a cookout. So if that's you, if you want to be a part of that, pay attention to the things that are going on. If you want to be a part of it and you don't really care if you swim or not, we would love that because we have a very limited number of people that can come because of COVID and all the different things that are going on. So pay attention to the emails, texts. You're going to see sign-up sheets. All that stuff's coming out. I got the guys in the back are going to be working on that as soon as we get all the details hammered out. But I wanted you to know about it. July 18th. Save your calendars. Be a part of it. I cannot wait. So, without any further ado, moving right along, American Idols meets this Wednesday. That's Wednesday, 7 p.m. in room 305. Wayne is doing a marvelous job with the guys. I hear great things. So if that's something that you're interested in, it's a series done by Tony Evans. He does a great job. They are meeting Wednesdays at 7, room 305. Come in door K. That's on the east side of the church, and they'll be right there waiting for you. And on top of it, the last announcement of the night, maybe for some of us here, maybe the most important, I don't know. Church Softball League starts tonight. 9 p.m., we have our first game. If that's you, I encourage you to come out, play hard, do fun. I am not a softball guy. It doesn't work for me. Not built for softball, but we have a great team this year. We have a great coach. So if you want to be out there supporting them, that's 9 p.m. tonight. The Diamonds, everything's listed on Facebook. You can be a part of that. We're going to do a better job of making sure that we get people out there. We might even try to live stream a game. I don't know yet. I'm working out all the details on that. But tonight they meet. Join us. It'll be a great time. You can come see our guys play and have a fun time. With that, with all of our announcements, we are going to roll right into our Fireside Chat Hope Words tonight. The Hope Words come from Tony Evans and his new series that he's putting out, Kingdom Men Rising. This idea, right, way back kind of in the late 90s, maybe mid-2000s, he came out with Kingdom Men. And it is a Bible study that has changed a lot of men's lives. So, he's rolling out a new series called Kingdom Men Rising. And this is one of the hope words that really caught my attention as I was praying and thinking about and all the different things coming up for our hope words tonight. And they are right over here on the other side of me. And they say, after all, legacy is the accumulation of 1,000,000 middle moments done well. So if you've been following us for the last year plus that we've been doing this, you know that we've covered legacy before. But there are 3 parts of this that I really want to talk about, maybe in a different way that we didn't discuss. And that first part is the idea of legacy. Why legacy? Why is that the first part? Why is having a legacy such a big deal? One of the first things about why legacy is such a big deal is Psalm 112, 1 through 3. So, there's a lot here. I couldn't type it all out on the screen. Didn't really work well for me. So, would you follow along as I read it? Psalm 112, 1 through 3. Praise the Lord. How joyful are those who fear the Lord and delight in obeying His commands. Their children will be successful everywhere. An entire generation of godly people will be blessed. They themselves will be wealthy, and their good deeds will last forever. So, why is legacy a big deal? Because of that. Their children will be successful everywhere. An entire generation of godly people will be blessed, and their good deeds will last forever. Sign me up. Dotted line, give me a pen, I'll sign it, I'm in. Right there. That is the idea of leaving a legacy. That is why leaving a legacy is so important. We'll talk more about even how not people who haven't discovered Jesus yet, even legacy is important to them. We'll talk about that in a little bit. But sign me up. It doesn't mean now be careful. It doesn't mean that we won't have struggles. It doesn't mean that we won't have pain. It doesn't mean that we won't have troubles. But it does mean that we will be blessed. If you look at the average American Christian, we have it pretty well. I read a stat somewhere that less than 10% of the whole entire world has air conditioning. I mean, it's insane. Or refrigerators, all these different things. And I realize, society, our form of government, all that stuff plays into it. But I really think when we sit down and we talk about the entire generations of people that will be blessed, it is pretty astounding. Pretty astounding how God continues to bless everyone around the globe who follows Him. Some of us lose our lives, that's true. But for the most part, most of us are blessed and called to His mission. So that's why I think legacy is a big deal. That's why we talk about it so much. But I thought I would go maybe a step forward. As we talk about just one little verse, there's probably 50 or 60 verses that talk about legacy in the Bible. But I don't want to bog us all down with that, because I'm going to spend a lot of time on this middle part, right? This idea of 1,000,000 middle moments. What in God's green earth is a middle moment? Right? I thought I tried to Google it, and it had a little bit different ideas. And I think what Dr. Tony Evans is getting at is that this idea that legacy is a bunch of little decisions, a bunch of these little moments where you make the right choice. You stand up for the right thing. You sacrifice at the right time. And they're not massive, right? I know a lot of people look at these big, massive miracles and all these different things that happen, and God still does those every day. But at the same time, God is involved in little miracles every single day. I mean, it is a miracle that some of us are still married. It's a miracle that some of us didn't get married. It's a miracle that we're able to have jobs and the things that we have. Because we know deep down who we are, what we are. And so that's what I want to spend this idea talking about, doing the small things right. What does that look like? I have a bunch of verses that I'm going to show you. And it might not be legible, and I apologize. I was trying to be kind of like modern and doing that, but and maybe it's not legible, but you can follow along here. Same thing, ton of verses. I'm going to try to read them, and I hope that you'll follow them. All from the NLT. The first one, Matthew 6, 3 through 4. This idea of middle moments, doing these million middle moments well. We'll talk about what done well looks like. But here's one idea. But when you give to someone in need, don't let your left hand know what your right hand is doing. Give your gifts in private, and your Father who sees everything will reward you. Right? Giving and not doing it so that everybody can see you for attention. That's a middle moment. What about another one? What about Luke 6:35? Love your enemies. Do good to them. Lend to them without expecting to even be repaid. Then your reward from heaven will be very great, and you will truly be acting as children of the Most High, for he is kind to those who are unthankful and wicked. Wow. That was a gut punch for me. He, our Father in heaven, is kind to those who are unthankful and wicked. Sometimes I struggle being thankful. I sometimes struggle being kind to my 8-year-old who is unthankful. Real gut shot right there when you think about how our Father even loves those who do evil, terrible things. What about another one for you? Luke 6:38. Rolling right along. Give and you will receive. Your gift will return to you in full, pressed down, shaken together to make room for more, running over and poured into your lap. The amount you give will determine the amount you get back. Now, I know a lot of people would see this as a transactional verse. I don't think Jesus is talking about that right here. What he's talking about is this idea is that when you give of yourself, God is going to use that and give you even more in return. Don't most of us feel amazing when we get the opportunity to help somebody, to lead somebody, to help somebody out of a jam? Sometimes I would bet that we even feel better, if we're honest with ourselves, we feel better sacrificing and helping other people and seeing them succeed than those people probably do. Come on in. It's okay. You can admit it. You don't have to say it publicly online, that's fine, but you can admit it. Maybe in your heart right now. Let's go even farther. I got to keep moving. I got all kinds of verses. Luke 14 tonight. Luke 14, 12 through 14 says, Then he turned to his host. When you put on a luncheon or a banquet, he said, don't invite your friends, brothers, relatives, and rich neighbors. Nah, because they will invite you back, and that will be your only reward. No. Instead, invite the poor, the crippled, the lame, the blind. Then at the resurrection of the righteous, God will reward you for inviting those who could not repay you. This idea of these little moments done well, giving of ourselves, pouring out all that we have. Okay, maybe this hasn't done you. You know what, maybe we're going to talk about, let's talk about a parable here. I got a great parable here. It's the parable of Lazarus. As this parable unfolds, Jesus makes it clear that the scriptures explicitly tell us to care for the less fortunate. You can't read any other part of the Bible and get anything else out of it. I promise you. You can't pretend that we don't understand our responsibility towards others that are less fortunate. In this parable, Jesus sets here And he separates them. He separates them from the headstrong, the self-reliant, and the independent. Man. The beggar who had nothing ends up being enriched and welcomed into paradise. And the rich one goes into torment. Last verse on this section. 1 Timothy 5:8. And he says, but those who won't care for their relatives, especially those in their own household, have denied the true faith. Such people are worse than unbelievers. These are middle moments done well. Caring for your family, caring for the sick, caring for the poor, caring for those who are less. So, we've talked about all these middle moments. What's the bar? What does this done well bar look like? I don't have a solid answer for this. I really don't. And I wish I could. I wish I could come to you with a black and white answer. But I have two verses that I think do it well. And I think the first one is in Matthew 25, 34 through 40. And it talks about the sheep and the goats. And I think some of you know this. Jesus calls the people up and he said, I was thirsty, you gave me something. I was a stranger and you invited me in. I needed clothes and you clothed me. I was sick and you looked after me. I was in prison and you came to visit me. The righteous will answer, Lord, when did we see you hungry and feed you, or thirsty and give you something to drink? When did we see you as a stranger and invite you in, or needing clothes and clothe you? When did we see you sick or in prison and go visit you? The king will reply, truly I tell you, whatever you did for the least of these brothers and sisters of mine, you did for me. That is a bar. Caring for other people, caring for your family, caring for those around you, being the hands and feet of Jesus. It's a lifestyle. In Matthew 25, these people were surprised because they were just doing their everyday calling to be the hands and feet of Jesus. Maybe even in their family. Maybe just in their family. Maybe they were just taking care of them. Maybe you are a grandparent and you have grandkids living with you. Maybe you adopted somebody in your family that you didn't expect to raise. I don't know. Maybe you're helping your son or your daughter that are wayward. I'm not sure. But I do know for a fact that you will be shocked at how and you'll be amazed. And when Jesus looks in you and said, well done, good and faithful servant. Whatever you did for the least of these, you did for me. That is an amazing part. One more bar. The last bar, this is a book I don't read very much because I don't understand. I know it's terrible to say it. I've read Revelation, I don't know, probably 100 times. And I don't get it. I'm not a real end of times guy. I don't do all that. But there's one verse that really struck me when I was praying about this. And it's Revelations 22, 10 through 13. John is writing at the end. He says, then he instructed me, do not seal up the prophetic words of this book, for the time is near. Let the one who is doing harm continue to do harm. Let the one who is vile continue to be vile. Let the one who is righteous continue to live righteously. Let the one who is holy continue to be holy. Look, I am coming soon, bringing my reward with me to repay all people according to their deeds. I am the Alpha and the Omega, the first and the last, the beginning and the end. Jesus is coming back based on what we were doing. Again, not this idea of you can work your way into heaven. Right? Peter makes that very clear, as does Paul. But we have a responsibility that James lays out and these verses lay out, that we have to do these small moments right. And we have to do them when we least expect them. So tonight, this isn't me pointing a finger. This isn't judgment that I'm not living up to this bar, I'm done. No. Because I'm not living up to this bar. Because if you have texted me or called me or needed something, there's a good chance that I have forgotten. I'm sorry. I drop the ball every single day of the week. And I beg for Jesus' forgiveness every single time I drop the ball. This isn't shame. This isn't trying to guilt you into doing more, or giving more money, or supporting more causes. No. This is confirming something that we all deep down feel, if you'd be honest with yourself. Because even that feeling that we're talking about, it creeps up. This idea of legacy, it creeps up for those who haven't even found Jesus. Foundations, charities, groups that improve communities. They have this innate desire to make everything around them better. They want to leave a legacy, whether for prideful privileges or not, right? I don't know about the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation. I don't know about these different foundations and why they do them, and why LeBron James gives to this, and why somebody else, Dwayne Wade, gives to that, and why this person gives to this, and this person gives to that. I don't know why. But they do have an innate desire inside of themselves to leave a legacy. That same desire is inside of you. When you acknowledge that Jesus, when you have found him, when you understand your relationship with him and start growing, you look and there's this desire inside of you to do things different. This whole idea tonight, again, is not judgment. But if I could put it simply, this idea is laying a roadmap for living our calling for God. That it's not going to be in big, momentous occasions, but it's going to be a decision that you make on an idle Tuesday at 4:30. I don't know where you'll be, but it'll be a small moment. Done well. With that, as we move forward, I want you to know that we pray so earnestly for you. Below tonight on the ticker you see before me, this is a new thing. These are all the different ways that you can get a hold of us. Ways that you can be a part of the things that we're doing. Ways that you can reach out for help. Physical needs, spiritual needs, whatever they might be. Tonight I want to pray for you, and I want to pray for your journey in these million moments done well. And I hope you'll join me. Jesus, the people that watch this video tonight, tomorrow, watching it now, whenever, I pray for them. I pray for them because I know in their heart they want this roadmap for them. Maybe not laid out till the very end, but maybe just one step. They want to do these small moments well. They want to do every single thing that they can for you. Because I know deep down in their heart, they want to leave a legacy. And they want to do it for you. So Jesus, tonight I pray. I pray that their eyes be opened, that their hearts be in tune, that their minds are quieted, and they see these moments, these small moments done well. That you give them the wisdom to see them, the courage to take hold of them, and the strength to see these moments done well. Because Jesus, without you, we are nothing. We are merely wanderers in the desert. I don't want that for anybody. So tonight, Jesus, be with my friends. Help them know their calling to do these million moments done well. And help us leave a legacy in our county, in our area, and in our state, in our world. That is a legacy of your will. Of caring for the sick, inviting in the strangers, helping the poor, and visiting those in prison. We love you, Jesus. Amen.